Hey, welcome to the NextDrop Question. I'm Mohamed Ateia. This is a short conversation series where I ask one focused question to experts working at the front lines of water, contaminants, environment, and practical solutions. Hello from Milwaukee. Very happy today to speak with Stacia Eckenwiler. Stacia is an assistant administrator with Columbus Water and Power, working in the division of water reclamation. Columbus is a really interesting place to discuss. The region is growing fast, new residents, new industries, more development, and higher expectations for infrastructure. For water and wastewater utilities, growth is not just a planning number. It shows up in treatment capacity, collection systems, wet weather management, capital projects, staffing, rates, and long-term resilience. And Stacia works close to those decisions. So today I want to ask her what rapid growth looks like from inside a utility. How do you keep up with today's need while planning for the next decade? And how do you make practical decisions when the system is moving around you? So let's get to it. Okay. Can you introduce yourself and what you're doing?
Sure. My name is Stacia Eckenwiler. I am an assistant administrator with the City of Columbus, Columbus Water and Power. And my primary responsibility is to oversee the treatment side of our operation. And that consists of our 2 water reclamation plants, our biosolids composting facility, our treatment engineering group, and our regulatory group, which is comprised of our labs and our industrial pretreatment group as well.
Yeah. The field is experiencing very rapid, very dramatic changes.
Agreed.
I'd like to hear from you from your point of view, what are you seeing that a challenge, what you're seeing as, oh wow, I didn't see that coming, but it's happening.
Right. And now I'm living it. Yeah. I mean, the big thing for us in Columbus is growth. We are growing at a tremendous rate for various reasons, both residentially, commercially, industrially. And being ready for that is something that we are entirely focused on. But there's a lot of different aspects that we are reviewing in conjunction with that. And when we first heard about this growth, we ran and put our pens to the paper and thought, okay, how do we handle this at our plants, right? One of our plants is landlocked. We can't really add treatment to it, right? And then the other plant where we can't expand, we immediately said, okay, well, I guess we're going to add another train. And then after sort of the dust settled and we had a little bit of time to sit with the data, we realized that maybe we didn't have to add another train, right? Maybe we could push more through our plants and we could use technology and different types of processes to help us do that. So we took a step back, and right now we're actually looking at optimizing our southerly plant, and we're going to do that with a mix of different types of treatment, but also different types of technology and monitoring, right? And we think that what we learned from southerly, we could also translate to our Jackson Pike plant. And so we're seeing this trend of digitalization and bringing in more monitoring and instrumentation and digital tools to help us make decisions. But we're kind of having to live it as we go, right? So as a utility, we don't have a focused group on this, at least not on the operations side.
Yes.
And this is our struggle because we know this is the future. We know this is where we need to go. We know this is going to help us be better and find that additional capacity in our plants.
And this is not unique for your utility. This is actually an industry as a whole is experiencing that at different scales.
Right. And what I've learned from other utilities is that they are on they're further down the path, the same path in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been trying to learn what I can from them, but also try to, help guide us along in the meantime as well and rely on the staff that we have to shepherd the process along. which is a lot to ask because our staff is already doing a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then asking them to really kind of visualize the future and pull this digitalization aspect into their daily jobs without really having a clear, I guess I'll say, master plan for doing so is not always the easiest way to live it, right? And then you're worried about like, okay, well, did I leave something out or forget something along the way, and we're running down this path without without really knowing overall the big picture of what we're supposed to be doing. That is kind of a daunting place to be. So, but in that respect, we actually are working on like a digitalization RFP right now that we are going to put out in the street for our utility.
Let's clarify. Digitization
Mhm.
AI?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, like a program, right?
Yeah.
Like overall, like basically taking a look at what we have, doing the gap analysis,
Yes.
determining what we need after we've established all of the challenges and all of the goals that we're trying to accomplish, right? So that big picture plan overall of like, what do we need to do as a utility on the operations and maintenance side, not necessarily on the, we're doing something different on the support side.
Yeah.
For our director's office overall to actually help us in the background run our utilities. This is the direct, the tools that we need to directly impact our operations and maintenance and help our folks do their jobs better, bring technology to their fingertips and, give them everything that they need to, improve what's going on at the plant and monitor as much as they can, and then use those tools and that data to make better decisions. And then potentially maybe even have AI, or machine learning start to make some of those decisions for us.
Yeah, because I'm thinking while you're describing the needs, and if you're short-staffed or your staff are stressed because of multiple expectations and the demand is even higher, that might be a good thing, to alleviate some of that pressure.
Exactly.
Because at least the images people are trying to paint that it's coming to replace people. Of course, that will happen in different sector, different levels. But what I'm imagining, hearing the description that you are telling today, is that it can be helpful, because if we free some capacity to actually do like higher priority work and let any digital tool from a support and all like risk and liability is accounted for, that can be, from a grand scheme of things, can be helpful.
Absolutely. And I mean, just from like a confidence level too, that like we're not just making decisions anymore in our gut. We're making it based on data. Because as we have this discussion, not only can this technology help us run, our operations better at our facilities, it will feed into, our asset management program and help us make better decisions on when we need to actually make changes with our equipment and then justify doing those to our fiscal agency who has to allocate the money to do it. And having that justification to stand behind really helps in that aspect as well. So, this data component just kind of it infiltrates every aspect of our business.
Yeah.
And so, going back to the start of the conversation, like it is daunting because, you try to enter, you're trying to run down that path and knowing that you're trying to satisfy a lot of different requirements across your entire utility all at once. You need a plan to make a decision on how you're going to select a technology or, monitoring or output tools in order to accomplish all of those things overall. And then also make it easy to use and make it visible to all of our staff. And then also get buy-in, right? And really be effective at that change management when you're implementing it, because it's something new, something we've never done, right? And it's a whole new way of doing things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think thanks so much for everything that you're doing and for your time. We are hopeful things we'll figure it out, I guess.
We've got to.
We'll get to.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Stacia.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
That was the next drop question. Thanks for listening. See you next time.